Comic Showcase. Today I'm going to be taking part in the Friday Comic Challenge, and I'm going to have an assist from my nephew, who's actually going to be the one completing the challenge. And he picked out the books, so it's all on him. I let him have free range of what he thought fit. But before I pass it off to him, I did have one book that I wanted to show as a good Americana cover. So this is Dell Sports, and on the cover is my uncle, Chuck Estrada, and he was a starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles, and he eventually, after he quit playing himself, he became a coach and he won a World Series ring. So recently I found this and I picked it up, and I also picked up his rookie card. It was just kind of fun to have since I talked to him, and he's a really nice guy. But so Chuck Estrada, he played 7 seasons from 1960 to 1967. And over his 7-year career, he compiled a 50-44 record, a 4.07 ERA, and 535 strikeouts across 146 games. So what's more Americana than baseball? So I thought it was a good one to show of my uncle, Chuck Estrada.
Well, the city of San Luis Obispo has talented artists everywhere with hole-in-the-wall locations on every street. But what if I told you right in downtown is an art studio that tells the story of one of the greatest local athletes to ever live on the Central Coast? Welcome to Gene Francis Gallery.
Everything in here I've used for props for my paintings. Kind of a history lesson.
Gene Francis has owned his personal gallery in San Luis Obispo for over 20 years.
It's an experience that hopefully you walk away with, not necessarily all about art, but about San Luis Obispo, about history in America.
Inspired by history and by his uncle.
What I admire about Uncle Chuck is honesty and integrity.
Chuck Estrada was born in San Luis Obispo.
I was born here, Uncle Chuck was born here, my grandpa was born here, and my great-grandfather came here on the Spanish land grant.
He grew up in Santa Margarita, went to Atascadero High School, all before pitching in the major leagues.
I was lucky enough to get a chance to play, which I had no clue what it took to play in the big leagues. We didn't have professional baseball out here.
You grow up with an icon in your family, and he's always telling great stories. I was lucky enough to stay in baseball for 40 years.
Within the gallery, Francis has held on to keepsakes of Estrada's days with the Baltimore Orioles.
It is a reminder every time I come in here, and I glance up there, that how lucky I really was to make it to the big leagues here. Because there was only 8 teams in each league when I played.
With each item in the gallery holding its own story.
In spring training, if you made the team, you got a uniform fit to the team.
Allowing Estrada to recall his times facing the league's best players.
The score is 6-0 in the 6th inning. And all of a sudden the bases are loaded, nobody out. And they yelled out, "Chuck, are you ready?" I said, "No, but I will be." Got the first 2 outs, and my roommate, Brooks Robinson, Hall of Famer, he comes up and says, "Hey, Chuck, how you gonna pitch this guy?" He said, "Turn around." It was Ted Williams, the best hitter in the game ever.
Matching up with those who made history on the diamond.
I threw in 5 fastballs and struck him out. The fans gave me a standing ovation.
Estrada finished 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting in 1960, with his fondest memory being a start on September 4th of that year.
I said, "What? The New York Yankees, Sunday afternoon national TV? The best team in the history, one of the best ever put together? I'm gonna start?"
The now 85-year-old struck out Mickey Mantle 3 times that game in a 6-2 victory.
It's crazy now that I look back.
With the gallery offering a place to reflect and remember the journey to the top.
The climb is better than the pinnacle.
Well, let me just say, there are about 100 stories I did not get the chance to use in this particular story about the ride Uncle Chuck had to the big leagues. But as long as Chuck and his nephew Gene continue to call San Luis Obispo their home, the stories are always out there to be heard and told throughout the gallery. All right, that'll do it for sports. Back to you, Delaney.
What a cool story. All right, thanks.
So now I'm going to pass it to Vincent, and let's see what he chose for this Friday Comic Challenge of Americana covers. Let's see.
Hey all, Vincent here, and I will be hosting today's Friday Comic Challenge. Let's begin. So today's Friday's challenge is American themed, and I thought what else to start with, but with the 1776 run of Marvel. This is, it's a little hard to see, but this is an homage to Captain America 183. I like this cover a lot, actually. I think it looks really good. And then we also have 1776, this cover as well. I like this cover because it's an homage to the Obama comic from Spider-Man, which that one, actually, fun fact, was in my school library for some reason, along with many other comics. Really weird place. Next up, we have a fan favorite from a lot of people. We got Pop Kill. I think this cover is just spewing with American energy. Everything. From the Coke to the American attire. Continuing on, we have something not as American as the last three, but Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. It's pretty one of my favorite shows of all time. And, you know, the cartoon, I'd say it's in a pretty good essence of like American childhood for sure. Like just waking up, Saturday morning cartoons, just rushing. I mean, I didn't have to deal with that because, you know, I'm not as old as most people. I would just hop on Boomerang and watch it. Loved it still. Now we have Superman and Spider-Man. Now I think both characters really are, like, in essence of itself, like American. Like Superman fighting for justice and Spider-Man, well, you know, the New York superhero. So what better way to celebrate America than crossing the two together? Next up on TV shows, we have Married with Children, the comic. I'm a big fan of this show as well, and you know, I'd say typical American lifestyle, you know, nuclear family, really representing like what it was to be in America back then, or at least I assume. I don't know. I wasn't there. And also has a nice back cover as well. And now we have a fan favorite from me personally. We got the Muppets Noir. I love the Muppets, and you know, they're done themselves like not really American, but the theater industry and also television industry is basically held by America. So I think this is a good representation of them. Love the Muppet movie. Go watch it if you haven't. Next up for American movies, we have Ghostbusters, another classic that everyone loves. I did like the newer ones, not Frozen Empire, not as much, but I still think this is a really cool cover nonetheless. One word we think about when we think of America, capitalism. And who else but capitalism? Iron Man. I probably should have grabbed the Batman, but I like Iron Man a little bit better. Anyways, this is a pretty cool Iron Man comic. I'm just gonna stay here and talk about Iron Man because I love Iron Man so much. With America being a lot younger than most other countries, the folklore hasn't been expansive, but we do have a style of our own, which is Western, of course. Continuing up, we got Kid Colts, which is a nice Western comic. America stands for anything. It fights for justice. And right here we have Captain America fighting the Third Reich. I think this issue's pretty cool as well, because, you know, like, Captain America fighting fascists. Who doesn't love that? Along with his old team, the Invaders. Only problem I have with this team, of course, is Namor. Not too happy with him at all. But still, I think it's a really good representation of what America is. Finally, running off, we're going to show off a true American hero with Harriet Tubman right here. Harriet Tubman's Demon Slayer. This is a really cool cover, I'd say. Just homage to Captain America as well, but also showing off America's own actual heroes, which awesome. Love it. And that's our Friday Comic Challenge for this week. Signing off, back to you, Aunt Brittany.
So, Thank you, Vincent, for helping me out with this Friday Comic Challenge with Americana covers, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.